All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, call Allah, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim, continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick, my name is Ali Ashai, and I have a couple articles. I have this one article from yesterday, and it's from the News AZ International, and it reads, and it's from this World News. It says, IAEA calls for resolution of safeguard issues on Iran's nuclear program. Now, my just articles from yesterday, September 10th. Today is September 11th. And obviously, you know, with this devil's stuff, you know what happened on this day, what, like 20 odd years back? Was it 23 years ago? Okay. Now, aside from all of that, now we're in a new phase of a war. You know, now it's new conflicts, there's new things going on right now, aside from what happened 23 years ago. All right. So you have Iran that's been in the mix of battle. I mean, in the mix of war things and the things of like, you know, America has been having issues with them based off of what the small hats issue they have over there. You know what I'm saying? With their nuclear program, which has been an issue the whole time I've been in the truth, which is going on like over 15, 16 years now. And now you have these Iranians, which are the modern day Persians. They've been making deals. They made a nuclear treaty. I think it was during the time of Obama. That expired. I think Trump, and they said for the last year or two almost, they've been they basically haven't been, and I'm gonna read the article, they basically have like not been complying with whatever agreement they had as far as the atomic international whatever, right? I'm just read the article. So it says IAEA calls for resolution of safeguards issues on Iran's nuclear program. And it says International Atomic Energy Agency, which is what the IAEA stands for, Director General Rafael Grossi emphasized the need to resolve issues related to Iran's obligations under the Comprehensive Safeguards Agreement. Grossi said these issues need to be addressed for the agency to be able to provide assurances that Iran's nuclear program is entirely peaceful. News.az reports citing Anadolu Agency. Now here it is, right? They talk about they want to make sure Iran's nuclear nuclear development is peaceful, but here it is. These other countries, you got Amalek out here bombing people now. They haven't used nuclear weapons. Nobody's used nuclear weapons yet. But why they so pressed about what Iran's doing? Because why? It is so close to Israel, and because Amalek got an issue with Iran. That's why. And they know, but the thing about these dumbass heathens don't understand is you're not gonna stop YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI's prophecy, man. You're not gonna stop them from getting their nuclear arms together. It's in the scripture, Joel 3rd chapter. Let the weak say I'm strong. Beat your plowshares and the swords. Get your shit ready. I'm gonna get it, so I'm gonna read more of this article. It says, addressing Iran's nuclear activities and long-standing issues with the country, he noted that Tehran has not fulfilled its commitments under the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA, for around 3.5 years. So 3.5 years is basically like when the time when the C-19 started. And it says, as a result, he said the agency, remember, because a lot of things went, all that lockdown shit and all that happened. So it says for the last 3.5 years, they haven't fulfilled its commitment under the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, for around 3.5 years now. Now, remember, this article came out yesterday. So it says, as a result, he said the agency has lost continuity and information regarding technical equipment such as centrifuges used for uranium enrichment at nuclear facilities, as well as wastewater and other elements related to monitoring. Grossi reiterated that Tehran has also failed to meet its obligations under the Safeguards Agreement. Fuck your agreement, they saying. Basically, it's been 3.5 years. And you already had Iran attack the small hats, this past April, even though they ain't do shit much. But you understand the tone, we're in the time of war. Matter of fact, let me get that quick preset real quick. Is that Ecclesiastes? 3 verse. So it's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, and I'm going to start at the top. And it reads, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Which way is the earth at? Under the heaven, right? Now you jump down. Now, I'm going to just read. So it says, a time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Now what? America has been planted. America's been planted. Esau's kingdom has been planted. But now it's time for what? Metaphorically speaking, it's time for it to get plucked up. All right? And that's what you have going on. Esau's kingdom's being plucked up from under him, man. Not just America, man. All these Edomites, man. All these are NATO countries. America, Amalek, Ukraine, Russia, NATO, the EU, all of the motherfuckers. It's all Edomites, man. And now they all running scared. And now they all trying to talk about peace on earth now. When they're the ones that been bringing all the carnage and all the violence. Them as a whole nation. But especially here in America. But continuing on. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 3. And it says, a time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. And the Lord is breaking down America and these heathens. Because now he got all these heathens geared up for war. And it don't seem like it's ceasing. It shall not cease. Shit, hell, the Lord said he shall have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And by golly, it's starting and it's continuing and intensifying, man. And it's going to continue to intensify and get worse, right? And we're under heaven. This is the time. So it says a time to kill. And what's been going on? Right? A lot of killing's been happening. Judgment throughout the whole earth, whether it be through this war stuff or regular judgment, man. You got a lot of judgment, death going on, man. All right. Verse 4, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it says, a time to weep and a time to laugh. What? The nations are crying. Ain't nobody laughing too much. Now, granted, you have people, I'm not saying nobody's laughing and smiling, but as far as the world goes, as far as the whole earth goes, as far as what's going on as far as governments and nations against nations, they're not laughing. Because as time goes on, it's becoming less and less of a laughing matter right here in Babylon and throughout the earth, man. They're not laughing in Palestine. They're not even laughing at with these small hats, man. Because even though they're still bombing them and they're still doing whatever, they still have that notion and worry, or what, they still worrying about Iran attacking them. They still got worried about Hezbollah bombing them every day. Even though they're fighting against them, but they still have the regular citizens. The regular citizens got to worry about hearing bombs, running up under shelters all day, every day. You got the northern Amalekites and northern Israel, them Amalekites, they haven't been back home since. But continuing on. It says, verse 5, it says, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. It's a lot of less embracing going on now, man. Nobody's really embracing each other. And that's why the Lord said, what? It's a time, to everything there is a season. So what season are we in now? We're in a season of what's a time to weep. We're in a time of weeping. We're in a time of breaking down. We're in a time of killing. This is what's happening on the earth right now. America's being broken down. Hell, Amalek is being broken down. Or whatever, all the other tribes, Esau, all these countries Esau's kingdom is being broken down. These heathens rule coexisting and ruling with Esau's being broken down. Because they all got to worry about war too. All these heathens is in the mix too. All right. Okay, so Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 6, and it reads, a time to get and a time to lose. So what? Israel, America, Esau, they've been getting for a long time right now. Shit, since the Roman Greek Empire. They've been getting. And how they been getting? They've been getting what? And Jacob. Getting it from us, oppressing us. But now it's time for them to lose. Now they're losing it. And they can't get it back. They can't get it back. They're losing it. And they're gonna keep losing until it's all gone. And it says a time to keep and a time to cast away, because there ain't no keeping at the house no more, man. All y'all worrying about now is how to hold on to your kingdom, man. How to hold on to your rulership, especially in America, man. What Trump's slogan? Make America great again. Because it's no longer great again. The Lord is done with it, so that means the elites are done with it. So now it's no more time for you to get. It's no more time for you to keep. It's time for you to lose. It says a time to rent and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. And that, man, the Lord been keeping silence, man. The Lord been keeping silent. Let Esau do what he do for all these centuries, man, since the very beginning, since the freaking garden, man. The Lord has been keeping silence, and Esau ain't been getting judged. That evil seed ain't been getting judged, man. But now it's time. Now it's time to judge. Remember, it said the Lord said what? He didn't consider his latter end. And how is the Lord speaking? Through his prophets. The Lord is speaking through his prophets and through his actual actions, man. Through these storms, these prophecies, first and foremost, the prophets and the prophecies. That's how the Lord is speaking. Okay, here's the one I want to bring up. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8. And it says, a time to love and a time to hate. Now, what time we in right now? Is there love? Is there plenty of love going around right now? No. But it's plenty of hate, though. It's plenty of hate going around. Right now, right to the day, it's a bunch of hatred going on, man. Evil eyes toward their neighbor, evil eyes toward each other, man. The love of many shall wax cold. The love of many shall wax cold. Come on. Okay? And it says what? A time of war. What time we in right now? A time of war. There's war going on right now on the earth, and big players in this war. It's not just these little ass. It's not even just little ass little battles. You got major players involved. America's a major player. The small hats are a major player. Iran is a major player now. Russia is a major player. China is a major player. North Korea is a major player. All the NATO and EU countries, these are major players, and they're all involved in what's going on in these present wars right now. And it says in the time, I'm going to read that again. So this is what Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8, and it reads. Now I'm going to go back to the article. It says a time to love, which is not too much love anymore. A time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. But when is the peace going to come back on earth? Once Esau is taken out of rulership. And once YAHAWASHI comes back to the earth and puts Israel back on top, that's when peace is going to be a time of peace again, man. But until then, we're in a time of war. We're in a time of hate. Because why? The warmonger, the biggest hater of Israel, the biggest hater of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, who is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he's in power. So we in a time of hate. We in a time of war. And hell, it's probably been a time of war since Esau been on top. He's at war with and first and foremost, he's at war with the Lord's chosen people. But get back to the article. Okay, so going back to the article, it says, in addition, he said Iran has not complied with the additional protocol and code 3.1 provisions. It says, noting that 15 months have passed, 15 months, so that's a little over a year. It says, noting that 15 months have passed without progress since the joint statement of March 4th, 2023, between the two parties, Grossi called on Tehran to implement the joint statement. It says, saying he had been in contact with new Iranian President Mossad Pezeshkian following the country's presidential elections. Grossi said he hoped to hold talks with Pezeshkian by November on enhancing Iran's cooperation with the agency. Man, fuck them cooperating with you, man. They cooperate. You know who they cooperating with? Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. He said he works on the minds of the kings. Remember? So he's working on the mind of all these leaders, all these government officials, man. Every single one of them. From the least to the greatest to the least. From the bottom to the top. From the top to the bottom. It says, he agreed to meet with me at an appropriate juncture. I encourage Iran to facilitate such a meeting in a not too distant future so that we can establish a constructive dialogue that leads swiftly to real results, said Grossi in a statement to a quarterly meeting of the agency's 35-nation board of governors. But what's a resolution going to be? When they want to get rid of all their nuclear weapons, that means everybody should get rid of their nuclear weapons then. If that's a thing, if everybody, they just so focused on Iran, so if they so focused on Iran, if I was Iran, I would say, so why don't everybody just get rid of all their nuclear weapons? If y'all really want peace, why don't everybody just get rid of them? No, and first and foremost, fuck what they want. It's what the Lord wants, man. And we, shit. So that was the end of the article, so here, September 10th, for that. It's getting started, man, and it's only going to get worse, man, until they all go at it nuclear, man. Because nobody's used their nuclear weapon. They're still getting it all together. They're still putting all their ducks in a row. Okay. So Isaiah. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4, and it reads, the noise of a multitude in the mountains like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. And that's what's happening right now, every day, man. This scripture right here, Isaiah 13 and 4. The Lord is mustering the host of the battle. Having them getting all these nuclear bombs, all these rockets, all these submarines, all that shit. They getting ready for what? The third woe. Revelation 11:14, the third woe coming quickly. Every day that passes, we getting closer to that. And the ultimate is what? YAHAWASHI's return. Okay? It says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of indignation to destroy the whole land. And what whole land is going to be destroyed, man? America. Because it says in the first verse, Isaiah 13 and 1, it says the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Now, not talk about back in the day Babylon, talk about this daughter of Babylon, America, man. This is the land the prophet saw be destroyed, man. Isaiah 47 chapter, it said the daughter of Babylon. Jeremiah the 50th chapter, the Babylon, but then the daughter of Babylon. Set the arrows array against her, make her wildly desolate. The Lord would talk about America. Isaiah 13 and 6, it says, "Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand." What? Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. The day of the Lord is at hand. Now, why didn't they talk about this in the churches, man? Why? This should be on every. If you're a so-called man of the Lord, you pork chop pastors. This is what you should be talking about, man. Prophecy. This is what this is all about. Everything that's happening right now is about prophecy. Lord don't give a fuck about your ceasefire and your negotiations, man. He's putting the thoughts in your mind. It says, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. And it says, verse 7, it says, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, man. Because when that time comes, once everybody sees the nuclear missiles going back and forth on the earth, that's when everybody gonna get the point. Because once they start to see that they're not being delivered, and then they start to see they start to see the deliverance, they start to see the elect being delivered from the four corners of the earth, and especially a lot of them out here of America. People going to shit themselves, man. In verse 8, it says, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as women that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames, man. Because what? The military soldiers, all these militaries, what it said in 2nd Esdras 13 chapter, it says what? Though they fear, they durst fight. Because these militaries, the governments, or these countries' military, they're gonna go to war against YAHAWASHI and the angels, and get their asses handed to them. By the way, easily. The Lord said He's gonna make a speedy riddance, man. Verse 9, it says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. What land is He about to lay desolate? America, man. That's why He said the burden of Babylon, man. This is what's coming to the daughter of Babylon, aka America, the United States. And that's why these elites and all these motherfucking billionaires that getting all these bunkers, They about to flee. They about to go underground. All these billionaires selling millions of dollars worth of their stocks, shares. Why are they doing that? Why is Warren Buffett selling millions of his shares? Why is the CEO Chase selling shares? Why is Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, all these billionaires selling all their shares back into the market? Why are they doing that? And at this time, why? Because they know the coming perils are about to come, because the Lord is putting in mind to fear to do that, man. But speaking of which, let's get that quick preset. One of my faves. Revelation chapter 6, verse 15, and it reads, matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, and the heaven departed as a scroll, it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. And that's when the nuclear blast, man, the nuclear smoke, dust, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it, right? When all the bombs are landing, flying, they're gonna what? It's gonna make a big scroll. That's what they saw. That's what the prophets saw. That's what they described it as, man. Ezekiel is one of them. But this is all what the prophets saw, what those visions they saw, it's about to play out in real life soon. Remember, the Lord said, what? The third woe coming quickly. All right? And it says, verse 15, and it says, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And that's what them billionaires is doing right now. But a lot of the poor people, they ain't going to have no bunkers to run to. They're going to try to run and find cover somewhere. But it says they all going to try and run and find cover. Because there's going to be no protection from the nuclear fire and the fire of Yahawah BAHASHAM when he comes back to the earth. Fire on top of fire. You got earthly fire, and he's going to come with that heavenly fire, man. And it says in verse 16 of Revelation chapter 6, and it said to the mountains, that's what they said to the mountains, and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. And who is that? Yahawashi. They're hiding from Yahawashi. They're running from Yahawashi. They're not running from Allah. They're not running from Jesus. They're not running from Buddha. They're not running from none of these other gods, these non-living gods. They're not running from them. They're running from Yahawashi. Because Yahawashi is Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi is the one true living God. And he said he's on the way. He about to send his son back. And this is prophecy. This is the book of Revelation. This is prophecy. It's the New Testament. This didn't happen yet. All right? So him that stood up on the throne in front of wrath for the Lamb, which is Yahawashi. And it says, verse 17, it says, for the great day of his wrath is come. The great day of his wrath. Whose wrath? Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi. The great day of his wrath has come. And it says, and who shall be able to stand? Who shall be able to stand? Who shall be able to stand? If you're left out there and you're not delivered, who's going to stand? You can't stand that. Everything's going to burn that's in his path. That's why it's so important to be part of the elect, because only the elect are not going to feel that second death. All these motherfuckers in America, they're going to feel the second death. Anybody who's left here in this land, remember, this land should be laid wildly desolate. This land should be completely, utterly wasted. Okay, I'm going to go back to Isaiah. Okay, so this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 9, and it says, did I read that already? Oh, yeah, so it says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, that land being America, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Sinners of Israel, the iniquity, the evil doers, man. Like it's gonna get so crazy. Like, it's gonna get bad. And remember, it's still gonna be ugly, horrific events leading up to this. Okay, but continuing on. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 10, and it reads, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Because what? It's going to be so much nuclear smoke. It's going to be so much smoke. It's going to cover all the elements, man. I mean, me and the brother were talking about that like not too long ago, like some weeks back. Talking about like, yo, that's what it said. The day of the Lord is going to be darkness. All that smoke, the fire he's bringing, the fire these nuclear weapons are bringing right here to this land to destroy it. It's going to be crazy, man. That's why I said what kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, man. It should be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Men's heart failing them from fear. But who's not going to have fear? The ones that trusted, that are trusting right now and trusting to the end in the name of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. That's it. That's the only protection you can have from what's coming, because he's bringing the carnage. Here's where it gets good. Now, this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11, and it says, "And I will punish the world for their evil." This world, what? Esau's world, and all the nations and the ones of our people that have gone in league with these devils and these heathens, man, that went in the way of the heathen. So it says, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11, "And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." And that's what he's doing right now. That's what he's going to do at the very end. He's going to lay them motherfuckers down. Yahawashi, boom, lay them down. Yahawashi back on the earth. Righteousness is back on the earth. The Lord's name is already back on the earth. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Call law, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. The names are back on earth. He said what? In the land of your captivity, you shall remember yourselves. How we remember ourselves? What? With the prophecies. When the prophets first hit the scene, and then the first set of prophets came, and then more prophets came, and then more prophecies came to pass. More prophecies came to pass. More prophets came, more prophecies are coming to the pass. And soon enough, all the elect is going to be gathered and they're delivered. And then that's when all the bullshit, that's when all the fire is going to come to this place. That's when the judgment is going to come to this place. And that's what we're waiting for. And that's what we're hoping to be protected and delivered from. Because we have no other there's no other safety net. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. Nothing else is. Speaking of which, so this is the book of Isaiah, still in the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 1, and it says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it." Verse 2, "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fear upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them, and he have delivered them to the slaughter." And that's what's coming, man. That's, hey, 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, it said, what? He's going to turn them all to dust. He said they went to subdue him. That was it said that the angel, they told Ezra that what? That's the son of God, the son of Yahawah, Yahawashi. That's who Ezra saw in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. That's who we saw. And he said he saw the nations come against him to try to fight him. And he said, what? He lifted up neither the sword nor any instrument of war, but breathed fire out of his face, out of his eyes, out of his nostrils, whatever. That's what's coming. That's the Lord. That's Yahweh's indignation. That's what Yahawashi is bringing. He's bringing the full wrath of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. The God who he's the express image of. Yahawashi is the express image of Yahweh. Yahawashi said, what? You see me, you see my Father in heaven. The first. It says, verse 3, it says, "Their slain also shall be cast out, and their sting shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood." And here, verse 4, here where it gets good. "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll." Now, it said the same thing, what? In Revelation. I just read Revelation 6th chapter. It described what? A scroll. Excuse me. Sorry. And it says, "And the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree." Oh, it says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment." Now, it just addressed someone personally. Esau, Idumea, Edom. That's synonymous with who? The so-called white man who was Esau, Edom. And he says, "Upon the people of my curse to judgment." What is his curse? What is that curse? Their leprosy. That wicked ass spirit, that evil motherfucker, man. That is evil inside that one, man. And the whole seed. The whole seed is an evil seed. He calls them an evil seed. And he has yet to be judged. He's coming to bring the judgment. Yahweh sending Yahawashi to judge those people that the Lord said not to touch. Remember the time of Cain? And he who touched them shall receive 7 times worse. But the Lord is about to uplift that. Because now their latter end has come. Now they're in. And the end is very tall. It's very tell sign because what? They're bringing out the MOTB. It says verse 6, and it says, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So what? The Lord is coming back to judge Esau. That's why not too many of them are dying right now. Yeah, you have little pockets of judgment like here and there, but not as much as the Palestinians been getting murked. And look, they still been able to still kill Jake too. The cops just killed a Jake not too long ago, man, in a car, cold blood. It's all judgment though. When you jump down, it says what? Isaiah chapter 34 verse 8, and it says, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and a year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. Now, who is Zion? Israel, the so-called the black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, all the people that come from the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, including not the Israelites that's not part of the elect, man. The Lord said he got for Zion, the whole nation. The Lord said what? All Israel shall be saved at one point, but just not this point. Actually, let me get what I should have brought out first. Y'all go in the spirit. Because since Iran is what? Getting more, they just getting all their nuclear shit together, right? So this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, and it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And that's what's happening right now. Everybody's drawing near for war. Everybody's coming up. Everybody's getting ready for that great day, the war. And the Lord has them getting ready. The Lord's putting in the people's minds to what? Prepare war, get ready for war. This is what all that matters now. Yeah, you got the little bullshit, like little bullshit distraction that Esau tried to throw out there. But at the end of the day, the most important thing right now is the prophecies, man. All the other shit don't matter. All the other shit's been proven to be vain. Sports, music, movies, all that shit is all vain, man. The nightclub, the night scene, it's all vanity, man. Anything here, anything I'm talking to Israel, anything you have here, it's going to be in the kingdom way better and in righteousness, man. Jake always talk about they want a lot of women, they want this, that, and the third. We're going to have all that in the kingdom. But yet they want to stay here for some reason. Because why? Their minds is not programmed to want it. So they're going to have to actually be destroyed here. Or wherever they're at. Whatever the Lord's judgment is towards that soul. But we just hope to be part of the elect. Because judgment day is coming. Each day that passes, then boom, it's going to be the day of the Lord. And the days are flying. When the Lord says shorten the days are just flying. Okay? It says, verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. That's what Iran is saying, man. Let the weak say I'm strong. They're beating their plowshares into swords. They're pruning hooks into spears. They're getting their weapons together. They're getting it going, man. And it's not going to stop. And it said that they've had no interference from these all these agencies that I mentioned in the article, IAEA and all that shit. They ain't been having no time to they ain't been able to monitor them. They ain't been able to do nothing, man, except for the last 3.5 years. So through the whole C-19 emic, Iran just began their nuclear arsenal together. And then on top of that, after what happened in 2022, Russia started invading Ukraine. And now you got that thing going. Now you got the shit going on with the other small acts in our land with the fucking Palestinians that's also in our land. It says, verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. So what? He's talking to the heathen. Because we don't have no dog in this fight. Lord said our weapons are our warfare, not carnal. Until Yahawashi comes back and give us that power. We got to continue to just speak out and prophesy against great kingdoms. Until the Lord endows his elect with that power, which I hope to get. Because what the fuck else is there? There's nothing else. There's nothing else here. Anything that was here in America that was a thing of prosperity, it's all dead now, man. Look at these celebrities. Look at these businessmen. Look at these billionaires. They're all fleeing. They're all living differently than when they're not living that high in the hog right now. Yeah, they got their riches, they got their wealth, but as far as their feelings go, what do they think of the future? Is the future bright? That's what you really got to think about. Is the future bright? And the answer is no. Esau, your future is not bright. Only the elect, and starting with the elect, and then the nation of Israel, we have the only bright future. The church, sons of the true living God, the sons of the light, the children of the light. We're the only, and it's because we had so much hell all this time, especially under Esau, Edom, the worst. Okay, so Joel chapter 3, verse 12, and it reads, "Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." And that's when, let me get that real quick. And since he said that, so you go to 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, that's what it goes about. I'm going to jump to the point, so hold up. So this is book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13. I'm going to read verse 1 and jump down. It says, "And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him." Now, it says, "And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it faileth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea." Right? Now, check this out. In Isaiah the 34th chapter, what does it say? The Lord says what? His indignation is upon all the armies of the nations. Right? And it says, verse 6 of the 2nd Esdras chapter 13, it says, "But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there was fight." Now that's talking about the nations. Now verse 9 of 2nd Esdras chapter 13, now listen carefully. It says, "And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire." And that's when these nations going to come to fight against YAHAWASHI. And it says, "And out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests." So this is a dream he dreaming. Seeing the Lord destroy these nations. Seeing what was mentioned in the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter, we said, what? "I shall sit and judge all the heathen round about." That's similar to this. That's this. Right? Verse 11, it says, "And they were all mixed together, the blast of the fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with vines upon a multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid." So he saw this dream, he was afraid. Esdras saw this, right? Now let's see what that was that he saw. When you jump down to verse 14, it says, "Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that I should have received my prayer." Verse 15, it says, "Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive them in my understanding, woe unto them that should be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days," which we're in right now, the latter days, "which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. Therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare." So he said what he saw. Imagine you see a whole multitude of people about to fight one entity, and that one entity destroys them all and turns them into dust. Imagine dreaming that like vividly. That's like some sci-fi movie type shit, right? Okay, so when you jump down to 25, because here we're talking about the man that he saw, right? It says, "This is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea." Verse 26 of 2nd Esdras chapter 13. "The same is he whom Yahawah the highest hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind." Right? Hold up, what said is this? Hold up, where is it? Oh, okay, you bet, my bad. So continuing on, so it says, I'm gonna read verse 26 again. And it says, 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 26. And where thou sawest that out of his mouth there came as a blast of wind and fire and storm. And it says, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. So this is what he saw, and he about to get it broken down what it is. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. So what? Their deliverance, right? Verse 31, it says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And that's what's about to happen. And what's happening right now is the nations are fighting against each other now. Wars, rumors of wars. Matthew the 24th chapter, Yahawashai's words, saying when you see these things, know that the end is not yet, but it's close, right? And it says in one realm against another. So what? When these devils and these other nations go to fight against Yahawashai and his legion of angels he coming with, man. And verse 32, 2nd Ezra chapter 13, it says, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and a sign shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared whom thou sawest as a man ascending. So what? Being told that what? That's the son of Yahweh. That's Yahawashai he saw. He saw the man himself, Yahawashai, judging the nations round about. Same thing mentioned in the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. Around what, the 10th verse? In the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's what's coming. That's what all this is leading up to. That's it. And it says in verse 33, it says, and when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. So what the battles they having right now, right? And it says, and in verse 34, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So what, they all gonna be fighting against each other. They're gonna break out and fight against Yahawashai and the angels. That's the one realm against another. All right. And it says in verse 35, it says, but he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded like as thou sawest a hill graven without hands. And verse 37 of 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 37, it says, and this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, man. So what is their rebuke of their wicked inventions? What their military? Cause he said what? Their army should be a great slaughter. Cause think about it. All right, so read verse. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 37. It says, and this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. Now that's the Apocrypha. So let's go back to the book of Isaiah chapter 34. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 2, and it says, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. And it sounds like what happened in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. He destroyed all the nations. He judged them. That's what's coming. Hey, man, Yahawashai is coming to judge the nation, to turn them into dust. So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the powers of Israel, aka the powers of Great Millstone. And peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.